Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's been ages since I did a live. Too long, I think. So that's why I've decided to go live tonight, especially today. Mental Health Awareness Day. Being creative is fantastic for keeping your mind busy. So what do we think? You like little Kevin? Kevin, our quirky pumpkin. We're going to make him tonight. Why not? Make sure you grab yourself a pen and paper because I will go through weights as we go. How's everyone doing? How's everyone been? It's been ages since I've seen you all. I've spoken to you all. Been pretty busy here at headquarters. Always busy. I know I'm a few minutes early, so I thought I'd get in here, say my hellos and how are yous, and wait for people to join us. So yeah, we're going to make him tonight. And I'll go through these later, I think. But yeah, I hope you've all been well. Like I say, it's been pretty busy here. As always, lots of hellos. Hi guys. Thank you so much for joining us. That's going to be amazing. Anyway, let's get ready, shall we? Let's just pop that over there. Will this still be available later? Yeah, no problem, Debbie. Yep, it's going to be saved. It's going to be saved on my page and within the student group and also on YouTube. So, yep, it will still be available for you. So don't worry, don't worry. This is just a free class. But it was about time that we had a chat and see how everyone is. So, yeah, don't worry. It will be available to watch any time you want. It will be saved afterwards, okay? So don't worry. So anyway, let's move our Kevin out of the way. I'm going to put him back on my grease proof over here so he doesn't stick anywhere. There we go. Okay, so I've got everything in here that I need. So not that much really to make him. So I always prepare my paste before I make anything. Make sure it's warmed up. So I've got my paste here. The paste I'm using is Saracino modelling paste. So it's the pre-coloured ones. Orange, black, white and a little bit of purple is all we're going to need today. So I really like the pre-coloured ones. Mainly because I'm lazy really. But they're really, really nice bright colours. And I really like their colours. So yes, so let's just warm this through a little bit. So everyone got a pen and paper? But like I say, it will be saved, so not to worry if you haven't got a pen and paper with you. So I'm just warming my paste up here. Make sure it's nice and pliable. There we go. Okay, so for Kevin, we need 140 grams of orange. He's quite a big topper. So let's just measure what that is. 137.7. Almost. Too much. I do like to get things precise. There we go. So there's our 140 grams. So I'm just going to warm this up through again. Okay, so I flatten with my bottom of my palm. I turn, roll it over, flatten again. Okay, and just do that so it's nice and pliable. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all these creases out, and I can do that in the palms of my hands. It's quite a big piece, so it might take me a minute. I'm just going to roll it, put pressure down on it as well. You can do this on your work surface. I like to use my palms though because my hands are so hot all the time. Almost got it, almost got it. There we go. Okay, so we've got no cracks and no creases. We do have some finger marks, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and roll this into a ball without any finger marks on there at all. Again, you can use your work surface for this. Let's just move my camera a little bit. There we go. That's a bit better. So into a ball. So gently, using my palms, I'm going round and round, getting that into a ball shape without any finger marks. There we go. And now I'm going to roll this into a teardrop shape. So I have to put it down because I'm making it too warm with my hands. I'm going to make this into a teardrop shape. So I'm going to use my hands for this. And the motion I use is a V motion, but I do it this way. So you can't really see what I'm doing. But it is the same motion. Okay. So one half of this ball I'm going to roll in my hands. Okay, so you can see we've got that teardrop shape just there. And I'm going to pop this on my work surface and just rub down, make sure there's no finger marks in there. There we go. Okay, so it's nice and smooth there. All right. Now let's give him his grooves, his stripes, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to use my Dresden for this. My Dresden tool, I use the thinner end, and I'm going to do lines all the way around. So let's do one at the front, which is about here. I'm starting right at the bottom, underneath, and I'm bringing that up to the top. There we go, just soften that with my fingertips. And I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to do the opposite side. It doesn't have to be perfectly opposite, but I like to do the opposites. All the way to the top. And again, just softening that with my fingertips. There, soften. Because I've done the opposite, the first one here and the second one at the back, I know the two will fit in between these two lines. Just got one more to do here. There we go. So there we go. Getting there, looking like a pumpkin. Let's give our pumpkin some eyes though, I think. So what we're going to do, he's got two eyes, they're different sizes. We're going to use an 18mm ball tool right here. So you can choose which side you're going to be. So I'm going to make sure that I have this line is the centre of his face. You don't have to do that, but I quite like it when I made him. So I'm going to do, this time I'm going to do a big eye on the opposite side. push that in there. So you see I've made that groove just there. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my 12mm ball tool, and we're going to put an eyeball just here, like so. So let's pop some eyes in there, shall we? Now, obviously each eye is a different size, so we need a different amount of paste. For the larger eye, we need 1.5 grams of the white, 1.5, and then the other one we need 0.5. There we go. So we're going to warm that through. I'm going to roll this in my palm, make it into a nice ball. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that into that eye socket. You see there? Just push it down a little bit. And let's do the same with the other one. Roll that into a ball. And then pop that in that eye socket like that. There we go. Now I'm going to use a 9mm ball tool to mark where I'd like his pupils to go. So I'm going to pop one there and then one there, like so. Bring in a little bit of black here. I'm going to measure out 0.5. I'm going to roll this into a ball. I'm going to cut this in half. Roll each of these into a ball. There we go. And then I'm going to pop them where I made the marks for the pupils. So one there, and just flatten that down. Another one there. Flatten that one. Okay, so he's getting his quirky eyes. I'm going to add 2 small white balls of paste in the eyes as well. One larger than the other. The larger one to go on the larger eye. Okay, there's one. Trying to roll tiny balls of paste with gloves on is actually really hard. There's 2. Funny little eyes. Let's give him a mouth. So we're going to grab our sugar craft knife and I'm going to cut a smile underneath his eyes there. So hopefully you can see that. So let's cut this smile from here. All the way over to here. Okay. Bit of a creepy smile, isn't it, at the moment? And with that smile, I'm going to use my Dresden tool. I'm going to use the larger end. And I'm just going to open up that mouth a bit. Okay, so it's just opened up a little bit. Even creepier now, I think. And then I'm going to really open up his mouth. So I'm going to put the Dresden tool in. And bring that down and out. Like so. Just soften that edge there. Okay, so that's how his mouth is at the moment. We're going to pop some little teeth in there. So I need 0.5 of the white. We probably won't use the whole amount, but 0.5 just to work on. Perfect. I'm going to roll this into a ball. I'm going to roll this into a fat sausage. Like so. Pop this on my work surface and then just flatten that down a little bit. Let's move you out of the way. Bring in my sugar craft knife and I'm just going to mark a line from one end up towards the top. And doing it this way brings it in. So you've got the nice curves there at the bottom. Let me bring that up a bit closer. Okay. So that makes our teeth. Ooh. So they're a bit long. I'm just going to chop them down a little bit. Get rid of that. And then we're going to pop these inside that mouth. So they're just loosely in there at the moment. With the help of my Dresden tool, I'm going to pop them in place. There we go. And then we can close this mouth a bit. So I'm just using my thumbs. I'm just closing that up a little bit. And then with the large end of the Dresden tool, I'm just pushing in the bottom part of the mouth. And making a dimple there at the end. Just soften that there. Again on the other side. Just pushing that bottom lip in underneath the top. And just softening them marks. You can see he's got two little dimples there at the ends. There we go. Just tidy up that little bit. There we go. Now I know pumpkins don't have eyebrows, but I'm going to give them some eyebrows. So I've got a tiny bit of orange left. Now here it really depends on how big you want your eyebrows really. I am just going to pinch off 2 small balls of orange paste. There's one there. One there. So one's larger than the other, but actually that's quite fine because it's quirky. So I'm going to put the larger eyebrow above the larger eye and the smaller one above the smaller eye. So we have our larger piece of paste. I've rolled it into a ball. I'm going to roll this into a teardrop. So I'm going to use my index finger. I'm going to roll just 1/2, make that into a teardrop. And then I'm going to roll it again to make it a little bit longer. There we go. Do the same with the other one. It's much smaller though. So rolling 1/2 to make it into a teardrop, and then we'll just roll that a bit longer, like so. Okay. Let's pop on his eyebrows. So little eyebrow first. The rounded end goes on the inside of the face. So I'm just going to, it really just depends. Like, so if you wanted it to be a quirky, angry pumpkin, you could put eyebrows like this. like that. But I don't want him to be an angry one. So I'm putting them in a U shape above his eyes. Again, it's another reason I don't really stick anything down, because I like to change them a bit. You can see there. There we go. He's quite cute. Should we give him a little hat? Let's give him a hat. So I've got some black paste here. I want to measure out 2 measurements. I want to measure out a 5 grams and 2 grams. So there's 5. Let's measure out 2. 2, that's fantastic. We're going to start off with the 2 grams actually. I'm just warming this through. Okay, so we're going to roll this into a ball. I'm sorry, mate, I need to move you. There we go. Pop you there for a minute. Let's roll this into a ball. Like so. Back and forth. Gets rid of any cracks and creases. This is going to be the base of our hat. So I want to flatten this, okay? So I'm just going to use my fingers. I'm just flattening that down. And then gently I'm pinching. Going round and just pinching. I don't want it to be a perfect hat. Just pinching around, just making that a bit larger. So we've got that nice disc there. There we go. Let's give the edges some creases, and you know, witches' hats are battered and bruised, aren't they? So I'm just using the smaller end of my Dresden, and I'm just going to put a few notches in here and there, a few lines. Like so. I always go over and soften. Whenever I make lines, I always soften. There you go. Let's just pick that up. Okay, so there's the base of the hat. So let's bring you in, mate. Hello. And we're going to pop that, not directly on top, on a slight angle to one side, trying to keep that piece of paste flat. Like so. Almost like a beret. Ha ha ha. Almost. Didn't say it was, just almost. Okay. So let's do the top bit of our hat now. I've got my 5 grams of black. Again, softening this up, warming it up. Doesn't take long with my hot hands. They're like radiators. That's why I wear the gloves. Hello, all the way from Dubai. Hello. Wow. Okay, so I've rolled this into a ball, and I'm going to roll this now with my index finger on my palm into a teardrop. So I'm just rolling one half of the ball. So we've got a nice teardrop here. Now I want to concentrate on just this half. Make that a bit longer. A bit pointier too. Okay. Now the bulbous end I want to flatten. So I'm popping this onto my work surface, and with my middle, index and thumb, I'm just going to hold the base, and I'm going to push down and twist as I go. Like so, and you can see that really flattens the bottom. Now I'm just going to roll this in between my palms just to straighten out a little bit. Not perfectly, it's a witch's hat, it doesn't need to be perfect. And then I'm going to pop that. Oh, come here, you're stuck. Let's pop that on there like so. And let's just give it a bit of a crooked top, shall we? So we're just going to bend in a couple of different directions there. There we go. I'm just going to give his hat a bit of a rim, a bit of a ribbon. So I've got purple here. This is just 1 gram, but we're not going to need all of that. Sorry again, I'm going to keep moving you around. Let's put you there. I don't want to knock you over. So I've got a bit of purple here. I'm going to roll that into a ball. And then I'm going to roll this into a long sausage. Long, thin sausage. There we go. I told you we wouldn't need it all. We're going to need a little bit of this. Let's cut that in half because I really don't need that much. And then I'm going to wrap this. If you wrap anything with a long sausage like this, always start at the front. So I'm using the middle of the sausage at the front here, and then I'm bringing the ends around the back. And I'm going to trim off what I don't need with my sugar craft knife. There we go. And there we go. There's our Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Want to meet your twin? There you go. Look, you can share greaseproof papers. There we go. Hey. How cool. There we go. What a pair. What a pair. Oh, I love them. They can now sit on my shelf for the rest of my toppers. I like them. Oh, they're cute. Anyway, so you've probably been looking at these cupcake toppers as well. And to be honest, I've had nowhere to put them because my cake room is just full of stuff. These are actually for next week's members class. So I thought, well, seeing we're doing a Halloween theme, we could just leave them on the side here and you could have a little look at them. So yeah, next week in the members group, we're going to be making these cupcake toppers. So we've got like a zombie, we've got a mummy, pumpkin, vampire, gravestone, and here it looks like it's been clawed and it's got edible blood in it. It's really cool. So anyway, so that's what we're doing with the members club next week. Oh, and these tiny miniature pumpkins. These tiny pumpkins. We're going to make some of them too. So there we go. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this live. I will try and do this more often because it's been fun. It's been fun. It's been great. So, but yeah, if you've got any questions or anything, just pop them below. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. And yeah, I will definitely do this more often because it's been great. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Take care, and I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. See you later. Bye.